Queen, one of my favorite rock bands of all time. Not like the biggest rock and roll fanatic, but one of my favorite rock bands ever, Queen, has just dropped one of its biggest hits from its greatest hits collection. The new greatest hits collection for Queen will not include Fat Bottom Girls. Oh, you're going to take me home tonight. Oh, down beside that red firelight. Oh, won't you let it all hang out, Fat Bottom Girls, you make the rock and roll go round. That's going to be out. This song was written in 1978. It's been a big hit ever since. It was written by Brian May, who's a big lib. Worth pointing that out because I think this is crucial here. And it would appear, though the band hasn't made any statement on it, that the libs of Queen and the record label have caved to the woke people who have said that this song is politically incorrect and that it's mean to fat women or something like that. And you might be saying, Michael, that explanation doesn't make any sense because we live in the world of Lizzo. We live in the world of body positivity. What are you talking? Fat Bottom Girls should be an anthem, except Fat Bottom Girls is kind of a cheeky, funny song. It's kind of making a little bit of a joke about it. Kind of like, what's that song? Lola, who's a dude but looks like a chick or whatever. You don't really hear that song as much anymore because it's a song about a certain psychosexual phenomenon that we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube. But you'd think, well, maybe you'd hear that song more now as that ideological fad has become more prevalent. But no, because it's kind of making fun of it. Well, here, Fat Bottom Girls is kind of making fun of it, but shouldn't that be positive too? Can't we appropriate that term just like LGBT activists have reappropriated queer? It doesn't. Hold on. What's going on? I'll tell you exactly what's going on. It's the catch-22 of woke culture. You see this, if you're a white guy, you see this if you serve tacos at your dinner party. If you serve tacos at your dinner party as a white person, that is cultural appropriation. If you don't serve tacos at your dinner party as a white person, that's cultural erasure. If you wear a sombrero on Cinco de Mayo, cultural appropriation. If you don't acknowledge Cinco de Mayo, cultural erasure. Those are two Mexican examples, but they go throughout the entire culture. And so here, if you have a fun song about slightly more corpulent, buxom women, that would be appropriation, I guess. That would be, or making light of this issue, or making fun, or being derisive. But if you don't, it's erasure. What do? You shut up. That's what you do. The reason that Queen has to get rid of the song is not because of the subject matter of the song. The reason Queen has to get rid of the song is because they're white guys. The nearest thing to a not white guy in Queen was Freddie Mercury, and he's been dead for decades. So they can't do it. It's not that this sort of thing cannot be talked about. It's that you can't talk about it. Right now, text Knowles to 989898 as central banks in countries like China, India, and Australia begin transitioning to a digital currency. The Federal Reserve has been contemplating the same for the U.S. With a digital currency, the government could track every single purchase you make. Officials could even prohibit you from purchasing certain products or easily freeze or seize part or all of your money. These are some of the reasons concerned Americans reach out to Birch Gold. They want to have a physical asset like gold that is independent of the U.S. dollar. You can protect your IRA or 401k by diversifying with gold from Birch Gold. Historically, gold has been a safe haven in times of high uncertainty, which is right now. Learn if gold is right for you too. Text Knowles, KNWLES to 989898. They will send you a free info kit on gold. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, thousands of happy customers, countless 5-star reviews, I trust Birch Gold to help you diversify into gold. If a central bank digital currency becomes a reality, it will be nice to have some gold to depend upon. Again, text Knowles, KNWLES to 989898. Right now, go to Medishare.com/Michael. As a Daily Wire listener, you are not just informed, you're handsome, also engaged, and you value personal responsibility, freedom, our way of life. That is why we think that you will like Medishare. Medishare is a community-based approach to healthcare that lines up with the principles that you believe in. Your values matter. With Medishare, your healthcare dollars won't be used for medical procedures that don't line up with your beliefs. Medishare is the highest-rated healthcare sharing ministry with a 30-year proven track record. It's not health insurance. It's a community of 400,000 believers committed to caring and sharing for one another. Members save up to 55% or more on their monthly healthcare costs. For a limited time, Daily Wire listeners will get a $150 gift card when you join Medishare. To find out more, go to medishare.com/Michael. That is medishare.com, MEDI share.com/Michael. Terms and conditions apply. Now, getting back to money. Joe Biden has just brought some great news out. I had missed this achievement of his administration. Joe Biden has, for the first time in many, many decades, decreased the national debt, allegedly.
And unlike the last president, in my first 2 years in office, even with all we've done, I'm the first one to cut the federal debt by $1.7 trillion. $1.7 trillion cut.
$1.7 trillion cut from the debt since Biden took office, except actually, since Biden took office, the debt has increased $4.175 trillion. So that's a delta of $5 or $6 trillion. That's, How do you reconcile those two things? Oh, Biden's just lying. Biden has not cut the debt at all. He's massively increased it. According to Moody's now, what about the deficit? So maybe Biden meant to say he's cut the deficit rather than the debt, right? The debt is just the total amount of money that we owe. The deficit is how much more money we're spending every year than the money that we're taking in. Well, according to Moody's, Biden's actions in his first 2 years, quote, have undoubtedly resulted in higher deficits, not smaller ones. So Biden has increased the debt massively. He's increased the debt massively by maintaining, or according to Moody's Analytics, increasing the deficit. So what he said just isn't true. It's completely divorced from reality. I couldn't even begin to tell you what he was trying to say. So he's either a liar, which he is, or he inadvertently got this wrong out of incompetence. He's also incompetent. So I don't know which of the two it is. Either way, though, you might be saying, well, how is this guy going to get reelected? He's running for office again on not a lot of accomplishments. And we were talking about the importance of personality when you're running for office. Well, how is he going to get elected if he seems incapacitated? Because what other option do the Democrats have? What other option do they have? Unless he actually dies in office or on the campaign trail, this guy is going to be the nominee. He wants it. He doesn't like Kamala Harris. He doesn't like Pete Buttigieg, for goodness sakes. He doesn't like Gavin Newsom. This guy has spent every waking moment since he was 2 years old, maybe since he was in the womb, figuring out how to be president. That's all he wants in life. He's not going to just give it up unless he's dragged out of there by his ankles. So he's going to be the nominee. And if he's the nominee and you're a Democrat, what are you going to do? You're going to vote for Trump? Probably not. You probably have a better shot of voting for Trump than you do of voting for a standard GOP type, a Mitt Romney or a John McCain, because at least Trump is weird and populist and upends GOP orthodoxy on a handful of policies at least. But still, you're probably just going to vote for Biden. You're going to vote for Cornel West? You're probably just going to vote for Biden. So even if he gets everything wrong that he says, even if his presidency is unsuccessful, if you were a Democrat, why wouldn't you vote for him? You're going to vote for Orange Hitler, the Mango Mussolini, that the media have just spent 7 years telling you is the greatest threat ever in the history of our country? Even if DeSantis is the nominee, you're going to vote for DeSantis? Ron Death Santis, the killer of Ponte Vedra, who slaughtered senior citizens during COVID, according to the liberal media? No. Who are you going to vote for? Vivek? They'll figure out something about Vivek if somehow he's the nominee. No, you're going to vote for Biden, even if it's Weekend at Bernie's and they're stringing him up like a marionette. What a great clip that was, huh? Wasn't that good? Well, if you want more of it, you got to subscribe to the Michael Knowles YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.